Hey, welcome back to the Big Rant Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit the subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. Now, it doesn't happen very often, but it has happened this week apparently. Over the weekend anyway, Donald Trump announced that we would be removing our troops from Syria in the very near future. At least he called it very soon. Now, we all know that Donald Trump, he'll say one thing and do a complete opposite, 360 later on. But this is something that I hope he sticks to. He wants to bring our troops home from Syria. Don't want to get them stuck in the quagmire that is Syria, the Syrian civil war. And now I understand that we have some responsibility for what took place there. And yeah, we need to do stuff to take care of the situation. But all we're doing right now is making the situation worse and escalating tensions with Russia at the same time. So I think it's wise that this is what takes place. Now the question is, what is the time frame going to be? What does Donald Trump mean by very soon? Because we all know that we've been stuck in Syria for a while, ever since ISIS came to power and everything. And we were already kind of involved before with the Assad regime and how they were, killing innocent people in their civil war just for the sake of holding on to power. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Assad is not an evil man or that he doesn't deserve to be taken, out of the leadership there in Syria. But at the same time, how much blood of American soldiers are we willing to put on the line? Personally, I'm tired of hearing repeatedly about how U.S. troops are being killed in Syria or Iraq or anywhere else, in places that we really have no business being. Now, there are going to be those detractors that say this is a terrible idea because it'll allow groups like ISIS or whatever to take us another foothold because the region won't take care of itself. And yes, this is a very big threat and a very big possibility. So what do we do about it? It doesn't seem like we're really doing anything. Yeah, we uprooted ISIS. We took them down. Congratulations. Between us, Russia, and some others, we took down ISIS pretty good. They're not nearly what they were before. But other groups have reestablished themselves while we've been focusing on ISIS. ISIS has also spread itself all the way around the Middle East into Africa. Al-Qaeda has come back. So we're really not doing anything. We haven't done anything to, as it were, end terrorism. And it seems like all we're doing is making the situation worse in a lot of places. Because sure, we flushed ISIS out of Iraq and Syria, but they're in Libya, they're in Africa, they're all over the Middle East now. And yes, some of that does fall on the previous president. A lot of it falls on the current president. Almost all of it falls to the previous administration before Barack Obama, when we invaded Iraq for no reason, which led to this massive problem in the first place. Now, there are other issues that led to it. It wasn't just us invading Iraq that led to this situation, but we exacerbated the problem, made it much worse than it was, and ISIS developed out of that. Add to that environmental changes, drought, famine, things like that. It led to an even bigger problem and more uprisings. It's also what destabilized Syria. And maybe Assad wouldn't have gone to turning guns on his own people. But we don't know. We don't know what Assad would have or would not have done, so we can't really, I guess, speculate on that. But we do know that it led to the creation of ISIS, and Al-Qaeda in Iraq has a bigger foothold than it did before. And now we've got terrorists that we've helped, people we helped that have, kind of become kind of terrorists, themselves. It seems the only reasonable people there were the Free Syrian Army, and a lot of them defected and joined ISIS and Al-Qaeda. So I don't know why we're still there. So Donald Trump wanting to pull our troops out of Syria makes perfect sense to me. It's perfectly logical to me that he would want to pull us out of that particular spot, because it doesn't make any sense for us to keep having our blood shed when it doesn't appear the rest of the Middle East really cares to do anything about it. You got Saudi Arabia, who says they want to fight ISIS, but then again, their royal family worships the same form of Islam, yet ISIS is going after them. So they're sitting there preparing, taking care of their borders, but they're not going after the fight, taking the fight to ISIS at all themselves. We had to do all the work. Now they've got us, embroiled in another battle over in Yemen, basically a proxy war between Iran and Saudi Arabia, and we're kind of stuck in the middle of it. We've had troops killed there. And so it doesn't seem as if everyone's putting the same effort into it. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like we're putting all the blood in the game, and it seems like the other big nations in the region aren't doing crap about it. So maybe it is time that we brought our troops home for a little while. But at the same time, we do have to be careful. I think we can bring the majority of them home. We may need to leave a small crew there. I don't know if we should, because we saw how that turned out in Iraq. We're seen as occupying forces, and they end up turning on us and killing our personnel that are there to help them. Anyhow, that's what I have for you today. Donald Trump has said that he would like to pull our troops out from Syria very soon. I hope that would also, sooner or later, we do more to put pressure on Saudi Arabia to end the proxy war in Yemen. It's killing, hundreds of thousands of civilians from what I've read over the last year. I don't know if that is the accurate number, but I have read that number in many places. And I know we've had troops under attack there. And, I think we had a consulate there that was under attack. And it's something else we need to get out of. We need to quit getting in the middle of other people's civil wars. Donald Trump is correct on this one, that we need to get out of Syria and need to do it very soon. So hell has indeed frozen over. I agree with Donald Trump on something, and I hope our troops are home from Syria very, very soon. Have a great day. This has been The Big Ranch Show, and I'll see you down the road.